Hello.
Hello. Hello, welcome back to
Hello,
Blades
hello,
in
hello,
the Dark. Can you hear us?
No.
And it's going to be hard to tell because I think we might be the only people actually in the chat room. So
It's working. I just was on the Twitch and just heard it there. Fantastic,
Yeah.
excellent. I love that we're our own audience. Narcissists, all of us,
We'll
201.
cut that out in the editing room. Team of
Keep
editors.
it in!
Yeah.
Well, hello everyone currently playing, and welcome to our third week of Blades in the Dark. I never thought we'd get a campaign that ran more than one session, so I'm delighted that we are having a consistent campaign. It's great to see you all back. A lot has changed in the city of Duskfall since we were last here. You guys spent the last session outside of the city of Duskfall, a very dangerous place, and poor Murmur paid a very heavy price for that. Is currently bleeding ghost juice out of every orifice. We have our wonderful players back this week. We have Pat and Nye, and the crew definitely missed them last week. We could have used a hand, and we certainly could have used someone charismatic. So it's great to have them back, and it's not without considerable effort on their parts to internet connections and all sorts of other things. So we won't dally anymore. And we'll get straight into a bit of downtime. What I think we'll do is we'll do a downtime action, and then we'll roll around again just so everyone gets equal bit of screen time, and we earned 5 coin off that last heist, which means everyone takes 1 coin each, so you can have an additional downtime action on top of anything else, because this is probably going to be a shorter campaign. Working up a stash isn't something you need to worry about right now. So who would like to take their first downtime action?
I'm
well, let's
very
let Ty
intently
take the
listening
first
to
one
this.
because we all know what Ty needs to do.
Yes, so quick reminder to Pat and I haven't done a downtime because their first session finished and we rolled into the second one. And the things you can do is you can acquire an asset, you can begin a long-term project, you can indulge your vice to reduce your stress, you can recover some harm, reduce some heat that's going to be thrown on the gang, or you can train a skill. So, Slab, what is Slab up to, Ben?
Slab is definitely going to do a little bit of the old vice indulgence.
And remind us, Ben, what was Slab's vice?
Slab's vice is taking care of all Tykerosi street orphans in Duskfall.
Obligation. Perfect. Okay, so you can make a vice roll first, and we'll see how it goes. And it should be just on your character sheet, yeah, vice.
Yep.
And it is beep, bop, boop, boop.
Kapow!
Excellent. You currently have 7 stress, and you hit a 6. That couldn't have gone better. You're down to 1 stress. So you have a really good time. It's you had a project going as well, didn't you? That you were trying to.
I do, yes.
Yeah. So you have a really good time because you kind of put out the word to these kids that you're trying to like start some like underground message relay, and this time when you show up with like sandwiches and stuff and eel hot dogs, there's more kids from the Tykerosi background. They're coming out of the woodwork, these strangers. So you feel like you're having an effect, and you reduce 6 stress from your
Excellent. Yeah, that's very good.
Cool. Who would like to go next?
Okay. I'm just sitting on the grounds now.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah, Murmur. What's Murmur up to?
Murmur is licking their wounds, I'd say. They're good. Yeah, they're definitely going to recover, is what they're going to try to do to get see if they can get rid of all this ghost burns that they have acquired.
Now you have psychic damage, and you guys know a regular physicker. So I'd like you to roll me a fortune dice to see if you can know someone that can treat psychic damage.
Ooh, I like it.
So roll me a 6-sided dice, and on a 4, 5, 6 you pass. On a 1, 2, 3, you're getting leeches.
Yeah, it's 2 and a
okay.
4.
How is your fortune dice? Okay, take the lower.
Take the lower, yeah.
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 So you're trying to think of someone. You don't know anyone here, and you ask the guys where you can find a doctor, and they're like, "Oh, we know a dog leech," and you are like wheeled to this waiting room where there's just like, it seems like the entirety of the city's population of wailing babies and people like holding head wounds, and there's a guy beside you being like, I'm just routine check, blah, and throws up all over you, and you're kind of sitting in this office being like, oh Christ. And so you can recover from this, but it's going to be at 1 reduced effect. So whatever you roll, I'm going to take 1 away from it. So you make a recovery roll, and if you go to your character sheet and you hit the healing button, which is just to the right of your there you go.
Oh.
So you see there's a singular clock down there that has 4 every 4 you fill in clears a level of harm. You've currently filled in 1, and I'm not going to take 1 away from it. So you haven't reduced the level of harm. You'll need to spend a bit of time, either go look for another doctor or ask around, ask your buddies, that kind of thing. But we'll do that in the next. Pat, what would Ash like to do for their first downtime action?
Right. Well, Ash is probably going to train. She's that sort. And I think she's going to train in surveying, if possible. I'm not exactly sure how training works. Do I just like automatically get it, or is it another one of these roll things?
So you see at the top, you have like an insight track. Survey is under insight. You tick 1 in insight, and once that fills up, you get to put a dot wherever you want it into that.
Cool.
Yeah. So Ash spends. How do you train your surveying skill? Do you what is it you're doing?
I am embarrassed to admit. I think she does a Batman and just like climbs up on something and looks over the city, trying to inspect what she can see from as far as possible.
It's funny
Trains
because
in on like rival gangs and stuff and looks at their.
In Duskfall, it's like it's always crowded on the rooftops with people doing a Batman. So you have to like find a good spot because there's that many people surveying. Right,
exactly. She pushes past a couple other folks. She nods her hat to someone she knows pretty well, and then she finds her own little crevice.
Yeah, you hear the phrase "the city is a rotten husk" about 4 times on your way. Excellent.
And then I get into my place and I just crouch down and I say, "The city is a rotten."
Fantastic. Great. And we'll go across to Aaron. Aaron, what would you like to see for your first downtime action?
So Jackdaw's in pretty good shape. He's feeling pretty relaxed after this last run, and but he's still got a sprained arm, and so he's going to go visit the Physiker himself and see if he can't get his 1 block of level 1 harm, at least start to get it worked out.
It's funny because as you enter, you actually see Murmur coming out of the doctor's office, looking worse than when they went in. So like, there's like a tear. You can just see they're wearing the spirit mask. There's like, they're clearly like there's tears falling out from
tears, just like drip, drip.
Boy, Mama! Looks like you got roughed up again in here.
Don't do it.
That's all right.
Not
My
worth
arm's
it.
just a little stiff. I think I'll be okay in here.
Oh, good luck.
Excellent. So you've only half of a level 1, so all you need to do is fill 2 squares to clear out this guy here. But you can roll a healing roll.
And we are tier 0 still, so that's a bummer. 3. So 1.
1 tick. Yep. But you still don't take the less effect until you fill up the level 1. So you're not in the worst position. And we'll roll around to Nye playing Saul. Saul, poor, delicate, beautiful Saul.
Yep, very delicate. What's this about? An asset? I'm unclear.
So in your downtime, you can spend coin or you can spend time trying to acquire something specific. So let's say, for example, a pistol. Everyone has a pistol, and can get a pistol. They're $1 a pop. But if you wanted
working one,
a repeating rifle or a Gatling gun, you would have to go and find someone who specialized in that kind of thing. Let's say you wanted something for the boat, you could go and do that. So you can acquire an asset, or you can be in a long-term project. Maybe Saul actually wants to become an actor, and so he needs. So you're going to start sowing the seeds of that and going around and asking people, what is there a theater? Because so far you arrived with the promise of being an actor, and then immediately we're stealing things. That sounds like a long-term project. So what we'll do is we think of the relevant skill that you would be using to start this project. So what is Saul doing to begin sowing the seeds of becoming an actor?
Consorting?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so they're going around asking people things, and consort. So you make your consort roll, and we're going to...
It's controlled, yeah?
Oh, yeah, controlled and standard we'll go with, yeah. And we're going to give you, I think, a 6 counter clock for the first step to this. So make a roll there.
Okay, I got it. Die.
Nice.
Amazing. So a
Yay.
crit means you fill up 3 ticks of a 6-tick clock. So yeah, you go out and you find that there's actually there's a lot of acting going on in Duskfall. There's like an amateur theatre, there's an improv group, there is an opera house, there is like some classical acting. The only thing is they're a bit resistant to a Scotland. So you're going to have to find a place where they don't turn their nose up at that, because a lot of it is very highbrow and they don't like the idea of, with the recent war and everything. But we begin our downtime cycle, round 2. Ben, what would Slab like to do for their second action?
For the second thing, Slab would like to continue working on his project.
Excellent. And Slab's project was?
Slab's project was the orphan
relay.
message relay, yes.
Excellent. Okay. So tell us what you're doing and how you're going to roll for it.
Well, growing out of the success of my work with the orphans, I'm just going to keep getting them to try taking things from A to B. Now, last time we tried to get them to take messages, that was a little bit less effective. So this time we're going to start working on the idea of just taking like a coloured rock and leaving it somewhere.
Excellent. I love it. Man, that sounds... there's so many things that could be. That could be a consort, because you're consorting with them to do it. It could, in many ways, be a survey if you're like laying out a route for these kids.
Actually, yeah, let's make it a survey thing. And what I'll do is I'll almost make it like a treasure hunt. So I'll hide the rocks and tell them to find them.
Oh, so you're like setting
so
up
they're
dead
learning
drops.
routes and dead drops and stuff instead, yeah.
Perfect. All right, roll it. Controlled, standard. Here we go. Oh, a 6. Fantastic. You can fill up 3 ticks of that.
Huzzah.
Which brings you, I think you're only 2 ticks away, right?
Yep.
The orphan messenger relay. The clacks. Excellent. Okay, we will go to Murmur next, and then across to Jackdaw.
Let's do recovery again.
Are you going to are you going to look for a different doctor, or are you going to go back to the same guy?
I think I'm gonna go find a different one.
Okay.
Is it possible that since it's like psychic damage, would I be able to like intimidate some like ghost to tell me where is like a good doctor?
Yeah, you could kind of go for broker. So you could attune to like the ghost field and find someone who's like very psychically capable, and this won't cost you an action. We'll just see how it goes.
You could just trauma dump on some ghosts. Like, I would not believe the day I've had.
Oh, we also do, our gang, our crew's contact is Niall, a spirit trafficker. So you could go talk to him and see if he knows anybody that knows how to heal spirit wounds.
He would be in the know, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, could I use command to make him tell me where to go?
I think you just don't.
He's our friend. You could just ask him.
Great.
Where is that doctor? Oh, it's over there.
Also, the last people I want to talk to for a good doctor are dead people. Because normally the doctor's the reason they're dead.
Well, I can tell you who I don't recommend.
Did you go to the leeches guy? That's all of them.
there's a massive concentration of ghosts in his waiting room. Yes, okay. So you can go meet Niall. He's a spirit trafficker. Look, we met him before. He runs a surveying office. So you guys have come back from the Deathlands. Actually, you probably have stuff he'd like to hear about. So he's like, Mama, you back? I never thought I'd see you again, and I mean that in a nice. Oh my God, you are bleeding from everywhere.
Yep. Leeches.
Oh, you went to the dog leech. Yeah.
I need a magic doctor.
Well, I know a witch.
That's great.
Yeah, I can point you in the direction. Oh, but you know, you might tell us a couple of things before you go. You're not going to bleed out on me, are you?
No, I'll be fine.
What did you see out there? Is it as bad as people say?
Oh yeah. We learned how to punch ghosts though. So that was good.
Explain to me how you learned how to punch. Was there like a book on punching ghosts out there?
I show the tattoo, I guess.
He is enthralled and he's staring at this. Yeah,
and it's at my back too, so I'm just like.
Yeah, Frenai and Pat, these guys met with a Severosi witch doctor, and he promised them if they kind of betrayed their contact and killed a couple of railjacks in cold blood, he would teach them how to punch ghosts and give them 2 horses.
Oh shit! Damn.
So part of the process was he burned his palm onto their back with this like ritual, and they onto Murmur's back. I think Jackdaw took it on the chest. I think Slab didn't really care where it went.
I think he put it on my chest in the end, but it took a while.
Yeah, he had to burn through the scales. So the 3 of them can now do physical contact to ghosts once they channel the energy. So yeah, he's absolutely fascinated by this, and 100% points you to a lovely witch named Gygax. So Gygax comes in and is like, "Why are you covered in leeches?"
I went to the wrong doctor. I should have found you first.
Ah, you went to Sawtooth.
Yeah.
I will say, for leeches, he cannot be beat. That is great value for money. Come. What happened? I see you have ichor leaking from your eyes.
Yeah. Spirit burn.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
I take off I show my hand. It's probably just like all like.
Okay, you can make a healing roll to see what you can do for you.
All right.
Good.
3 and a 3.
And I'm gonna let you fill out that clock to bring it down to level 1 because you found the right doctor. And
awesome.
It wouldn't be fair to spend 2 downtime actions.
I mean, I wouldn't care. I have 2 coin. I can spend more.
I think it's the right move here is that you found the right doctor. So she gives you like a series of poultices, and she does like a ritual where she draws energy out of you, and she has this like in her office, in the center of her office, this tree, like a not a radiant energy tree, like a proper tree, and it's growing up through the ceiling into the next room, and she's pulling all of this energy from you and into this tree. She feeds the tree, and she's like, "Thank you so much, and come again," you know. And bring coin next time.
I remember just stays there and pulls out coin and say, "We're good."
We're going again. Excellent. You can make another healing roll for a coin. But you take the 3, so you're halfway through. You can clear out one of your boxes on level 1.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Okay, we will move across to Jackdaw. Second action.
So Jackdaw, he believes strongly in always working to become the best he can at everything that he's doing. So he recognized a weakness in himself in the Deathland. So he's going up to the night market. There's a boxing gym there, and he's going to go in there and he's going to spend some time doing some boxing drills, working with some of the other guys there. So he's training his prowess. He's trying to improve his hand-to-hand coordination, his hand-to-hand combat skills.
Yeah, perfect. So you can take 2 in prowess because your gang has the prowess training, and that'll bring you pretty close to a level up in prowess. Yep. Fantastic. You meet like it's a really lovely environment. It's one of the nice parts of Disc Claw. These guys are all like, yeah, everyone should know how to fight with their fists. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. How many eggs do you eat in a day? That's not enough eggs. That's not enough eggs. You know. And
hey, you guys know the best. You tell me what to do, I'm gonna do it. You know,
You need
I'm
to
here
be
to get
eating-
better.
pigeon eggs, chicken eggs. If you can get eel eggs, you gotta be eating those. It's just a lot of talk of eggs while guys are like kind of. Excellent. So we will move across to Ash, your second downtime action. What would you like to do?
So is it possible to just re-up and repeat the
Yes,
training?
of course.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
time
But
she's
you
going
can't
to
train
do...
the same thing, though.
Can't
Yeah,
train the
well-
same thing yet.
Okay, so I can't train insight again.
No. But if
Ah.
you train in prowess, you get 2 ticks because that's what you're going to specialize in.
You know what? I'm going to train in prowess then. And she's going to prowl. She's going to sneak around the city. She has a decent idea of where the rest of her teammates are going to be. And she's making an exercise of seeing them and not being seen in turn.
I love it. It's just
Hi, Ash.
spending a day of
Hi.
going, putting,
Yeah,
putting sticky notes on your friends' bags.
but she would like to, when she gets to the boxing ring, wait for Jackdaw to emerge and have a moment's word with him.
Yeah, so fantastic. Just Jackdaw as you're coming out the door, and the guys are going, remember, it's eggs, cardio, punching, eggs. That's the sequence.
Eggs, cardio, punching eggs. I got it, guys. I'll be back. I mean, I'm. You guys are fantastic. Oh, hey, Ash, how you doing, Ash?
Yeah,
It's been a while.
she didn't realize that she was seen, but noticing that you've seen her, I mean, probably her wide brim brow gave her away. She kind of steps out of the shadows and she says, "Yes, heard you when the crew went to the Deadlands. Risky business."
It was risky, but you know what? I'm all about the risk. You know me, Ash. If a risk is to be taken, I'm gonna take it. Sadly, it often means my friends are gonna go with me, and some of them, I mean, well, Murmur got messed up pretty hard, but what can you do?
That is what I wanted to talk to you about. This kid, he shouldn't be in our group. He's too green. I can still smell the milk on him from the pastures.
Oh, you mean Saul, the actor kid?
He's gonna get hurt.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's gonna get messed up hard. But you know, you gotta learn. You gotta learn. In Duskfall, you're gonna get messed up hard if you're playing our game.
Well, I don't think he should be playing our game. I think he should be given a choice.
Oh, sure, I'll tell him. I mean, I'll tell him right to his face he's gonna get messed up. Everybody should know. But I think he's got some moxie to him. I think he's gonna be okay, Ash. Oh, I mean, the alternative, of course, is he's gonna get killed. One of the two is gonna happen for sure.
If he gets killed, I walk.
That's
Nothing-
fair. That's fair. That's fair. Are you gonna walk with us or walk away from us?
You know what I mean.
I like to be clear, but all right. I think you should talk to Slav about this though, because I actually want to hear him speak more than one word at a time.
I might just. Pleasure doing business with you as always.
Hey, also, by the way, we got a couple of horses we need to sell. You know anybody who might be in the market? Because I mean, we obviously can't keep horses.
They're my kind of horses, I assume?
Well, the horses, I mean, they're Severosi horses, so, you know, they could even be trained for ghost fighting as far as I know. But, you know, if you got horses in the city, that means you're either rich or you're thieves. And we're not rich, so we kind of got to get rid of them.
I can find somebody, but I might want one for myself. It's been a while since I've had a horse. They don't take
Yeah.
kind to the city.
Hey, I got no issue with that.
Yeah, you will be one of the few people riding a horse in Duskfall, and most of the hauling in Duskfall is done by like large goats. I don't know why they made that design choice, but I love it so
I think it'd be pretty badass.
I also like the idea that someone's like, "Oh, you've got a horse, like breeding."
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. Very.
Breeding
Oh, for
ghosts.
glue.
The goat thing could always be an in-joke with Rowan, Rook and Descartes. They do a lot of stuff with goats as well.
Very possibly, yeah, very possibly. So, Nye, what is Saul doing for their second downtime action?
So I know you can't train the same thing, but can you try again to do your long-term project?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, I'll use a different skill to make it interesting and probably fail more spectacularly. I'd like to sway because I think he's probably self-aware enough to be like, okay, they don't like Scovelanders. All right, let's try and talk them round to my side of the table. Maybe convince them that I'm not such a bad guy. Evidently, I fail quite badly at that.
Yeah. So
Got some prejudice.
There you can tick with a 4. You can tick 2 ticks, so you still 1 away.
Okay.
They're like, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. We consider you for the women's roles.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell you what, we're not considering any bloody women for them.
Oh. Yeah. You know what? I think I can hear someone just calling me over there. So I'm just gonna. Yeah. Ooh,
And as he leaves, he's like,
getting-
he knows we're actors, right? Like we know he was faking that, right? But damn, is he good?
Oh, they were nice people. Oh.
Yeah, the classic theatre in the city is very like Shakespearean theatre, where it's men playing
Yeah.
women playing men.
Yeah.
So maybe not your scene. Right.
Yeah.
So, am I correct in saying everyone's had 2 downtime actions? Now, if you have any coin to spend, you can double up and have another downtime action if you'd like to, but also feel no obligation. Slab has his hand raised. So what would you like to go for, Ben?
I want to do some prowess training. And I want to train in rec.
Sounds perfect. Well, you don't need to train in rec, you just train in prowess.
Prowess,
tell
yeah.
us how you,
But the way I'm going to do it
training.
is by just sort of walking onto a demolition gang that's bringing down buildings, picking up a mallet and just joining in with them.
Fantastic. I don't think anyone would object.
So the coin is me paying my union dues
Yeah,
for like
there's
the
a
next
moment.
10 years to the Wreckers Guild.
Yeah, I mean, they've never had someone pay to join them, to do work. Normally it's the other way around. Normally they don't like to pay the people who work for them. So a guy rocking up being like, say nothing. All of a sudden, I've never met you before in my life, mate. You're my mum's auntie's sister's brothers.
Oh yeah, I suppose I could dish the coin out amongst all of the rest of the gang. We're like, no, he's supposed to be here.
If you
We'll do it that way then, because
I
that's
will
a little
give
bit
you-
more altruistic.
Yeah, I'll give you a +1 with a Wreckers gang. So they're not quite your friend yet, but if they saw you taking a kicking, they'd step in.
Gives me something else to consider for the future. Right, so that's 2 more in prowess then.
Yes, 2 more in prowess.
Murmur is gonna spend another coin, but this one's gonna be for indulging in their vice.
Okay, and what is Murmur's vice?
It's faith, following their family's demonic ways.
Following their family's demonic ways. Okay, so explain to us what Murmur's doing, and then roll a dice first, please.
Yeah, I would like to imagine that Murmur would be like going to kind of like the more sketchy kind of part of town, and would literally be like trying to force people to also like to convert them.
Right.
Like
Okay.
that sort of deal. Like be like,
Hey,
hey,
pamphlets. Yeah.
pray to this, take this.
Have you heard of our Dark Lord? That.
I like
Excellent.
that. I like that's a de-stress. Like that makes you calm. Like, oh, I just love doing this.
Oh yeah, and their trauma. My trauma's obsessed with it too, so it works out.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Okay. Make a roll for it, and we'll play out something. See how it goes.
Is it risky?
Yes. I think it's a risky roll.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, there is a state religion here.
4, 1, and 3
Okay.
with command.
So we take the 4, which is a success. so you can remove 4 from your stress. Now you are stressed out to the nines looking at that. For those of you at home, Tyler is has filled the stress bar, was 1 away from another trauma. So 4 away from that. But the only trouble is you can't come around here doing this again. You basically get run off by the local businesses. They don't like the Taikarosi demon worshipper being like, hey, you want to see a dead god? So you can't do it in this part of town anymore. What part of town were you in?
I'm just trying to sell shoes here, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other places are like.
We will say you're in Crow's Foot. Kind of it's like a
Okay.
working class kind of place. Yeah. Fantastic.
I like it.
Okay, lovely. And right, anyone else like to spend a coin for a dental action? All right, Aaron, what's Jackdaw up to?
So Jackdaw is he knows of a local club of young nobles who like to mix it up. They like to do building, climbing, and almost parkour in 6 towers and some of the old dilapidated mansions. So he pays off a guy to let him join them, and he's training in his playbook advancement. So he's training along the lines of a lurk.
Cool. Great play there by making him pay for it. Yeah, so you can tick one into training. It is odd because these guys go hard. You kind of expected a bunch of dandies, and they're all trying to outdo each other constantly, to the point where one of them falls and takes a really bad knock, and they just leave him there.
Boy, that. Hey, you want to go back for your friend there?
Oh, you knew the risks.
Well, all right there, Sunshine. I'm right there with you.
I didn't know the rest.
Yeah.
And while Jackdaw is parkouring next to this guy, he's gonna try to slip his hand in
I knew
and
it!
rob this guy.
I bloody knew it!
Oh.
While doing parkour, dare I say it, that sounds like a desperate role, Aaron.
Does sound like something a little desperate. He's a little bit crazy.
Who could have predicted this turn of events?
Desperate
Jackdaw could have
role.
predicted. Standard effect?
Standard effect, yeah.
I will say I didn't expect this. I just thought Aaron was going to practice lurking, but no, he's going to.
Aaron, basically, if Aaron meets any NPC, he's going to try and shaft them.
Just what he does.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jackdaw is just a cut purse thief at heart. What would a devil's bargain look like for this?
I mean, you're stealing from nobility. If regardless of what you do, they even if they go home, they don't realize at the time. They will go home and realize they're light on coin, and it was clearly wasn't one of the other nobles. It was, so you can't come here again.
Yeah, I'll let it slide. 'Cause who knows? I might want to meet up with these guys again at some point. So we will. We'll just go for broke with the 1 bonus die for a desperate action and get a 6. Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. You can add a coin to your stash.
Woo! I paid myself back.
Yeah, that was a free action. Excellent. Yeah, it's you take a chain. It's a nice chain off the guy's neck. Fantastic. Anyone want to do a final dental action before we head out? Start planning our heist?
I guess Saul would be happy to spend a coin to improve something in prowess.
Cool. Perfect. What would you like
that
to
makes
improve?
sense.
So, tell us what you're training, and then just tick 2 in prowess.
Okay. In finesse, prowl, skirmish, and wreck, right?
Yeah.
I thought since I've already got a point in finesse, I probably should go for that. He's never going to be doing any of the other stuff, so.
Well, you have a perfect opportunity with Jackdaw and your crew.
Yeah.
Showing someone how to light finger. Maybe it comes from the strength of Ash and Jackdaw's conversation. Maybe Jackdaw takes you under their wing and is like, hey, you're going to have to learn how to cut a bird.
Yeah. Hey, Saul, pal, listen.
Yeah.
I know you're green here, but you, sir, you have potential. So I'm going to show you what I call the classic lift.
Oh, okay.
Not
Yeah,
gonna be a bump or
I like
anything,
the sound of that.
Classic lift.
Okay.
And of course, while he's talking to him, his hands are moving. Then he's magically got Saul's coin purse in his hand. See, you didn't see that coming, did you, kid? I'm going to show you how to do it real slow, though. And he trains.
Oh, okay.
That's why it cost you a coin, because he did give you the purse back, but it was lighter.
Yeah, so that makes perfect sense. I love it.
Excellent. So people on the Twitch chat are asking what type of crew we are. We are a crew of smugglers, but in Blades in the Dark, any crew could do any kind of job. So really the only reason we worry about the crew is for the XP trigger. So the guys were on the Discord during the week, and they were looking at this week's newspaper. I'm becoming a regular printing press here because I'm running 2 or 3 Blades campaigns, writing a newspaper for one of them each a week. But they were given a load of opportunities in the Blades in the Dark tab, and I think it was in the current game tab as well. And they went through it, and they decided that they saw that the district of Dunslough has been closed because of a supposed plague. Though there's something spurious about it, because the people who've been turned away from delivering aid report seeing blue fires in Dunslough. And the guys had some kind of plan for a humanitarian mission?
I think plan is probably overly generous for what we have so far.
I think what we need to do, guys, I mean, obviously somebody is trying to get goods into Dunslough, and there's got to be stuff in Dunslough. So we go find out who's already trying to get the stuff in, and we offer to smuggle it in for some money. And then when we get there, we offer to smuggle other things out. And we keep one of the docks over there down in Ragstown for ourselves. But of course, we also got to figure out what that blue fire thing is before we go in, because I don't want to get any kind of blue fire plague. That doesn't sound like fun to me.
Yeah.
What do you think? So we find somebody who wants to get stuff in there, and we make them pay us to take it.
Yeah. We got a barge.
Okay. Yeah. that sounds good. We're helping people. I don't see how we're morally compromised yet.
No, so that'll be great. We're gonna help these people. We're gonna get them some stuff, and sure, we're gonna get paid. I mean,
there it is. Okay, right. No, that's fine. Okay.
But we're not gonna get paid by the people there. We're gonna get paid by the people who want us to take the goods there.
So, for anyone at home viewing, Dunslough is probably the poorest district in Duskwall. It is where most of the Scotland refugees end up. It's also where Ironhawk prison is. But the main attractions in Dunslough is it has a ghetto. It has some radiant farms for kind of food processing. It has a labour camp where the prisoners work. It has the prison itself, Ironhook, and it has this place called the Mire, which is a big open pit mine. And then it also has Ragtown. Ragtown is a hell of a place. Yes, so Dunslough is probably the only part of Duskwall that the city would happily turn its back on. Because after the recent wars, Scotlanders are seen as like begrudging refugees. They don't open them with welcome arms, but they take them in because they're unified as a nation. But the general populace aren't happy about it. So this shutdown has been going on now for about a week. So if there are supplies in Dunslough, they will be running light.
So I guess we needed to gather some information. I think Jackdaw would probably, because his background is underworld, so I think he would start asking around some of his criminal contacts in the city to try to find out who was actually trying to smuggle goods into Dunslough, and see if we can't make contact with him and make a deal.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you to roll me something for that. You can always default to a fortune dice on this, but if you can think of something thematic to roll.
I think I'd probably sway. I'm trying to lean on these people a little bit, try to convince them to tell me who is trying to run goods into Dunslough.
Perfect. Roll it. We'll see how it goes.
All right. What is a devil's bargain for this?
A good time to ask the cast. Does anyone have an idea for a devil's bargain? Because I'm blanking on this one.
What was the question?
A devil's bargain for trying to gather information from underground contacts about who is trying to move goods into...
I've got an idea.
Go for it, Aaron.
I was just going to say, regardless of what happens, because I'm asking around, the blue coats hear that somebody is smuggling goods in and out, so we get more heat from the heist than we normally would.
Yeah, That's a great idea. Just some heat, no matter what. Given our players' propensity for killing people, heat's going to be a problem.
I was going to suggest maybe a rival gang hears about our plan and tries to jump in before we get the shot.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. Tell you what we'll do.
Do charitable acts to look good for the community. So
Yeah, we'll do 1, 2, and 3. We go with Ash's plan. 4, 5, and 6. We'll go with Aaron's Devil's Bargain. And I'll just roll d6. Sorry, slash roll 1 d6. Aaron's gonna turn it down either way. 6. So we're going with Aaron's additional heat. I think 2 heats appropriate. Cool.
Okay. And risky?
Risky, yeah. You're dealing with underground types, yeah.
Standard effect?
Standard effect.
Let's push it. Let's go desperate.
Let's go desperate for great effect.
He's pushing on these guys on his contacts really hard. He wants this information. He wants this deal to go right. So
it explains the extra heat because
yeah,
you're not being subtle about this. Okay.
Yeah, he might be making some enemies on this one.
Cool.
2 bonus die.
Just imagine that. Like, okay, give me the information. Yeah, sure, we'll give you the information. Do it now. Oh,
come on!
Okay, that's just rude.
So you actually find yourself in the row in with a bunch of grinders.
Yeah.
Grinders are these, they're not the dating app. They are these Scoveland ex-Leviathan hunters. They generally hang around the docks and they plan on making a big Leviathan ship of their own. But you find yourself in this dingy knockdown bar called the Row Inn. There's a really odd part of the bar that's quite clean and has a banner that says hagfish and eel. But you're like, they're not the guys I'm dealing with. Drax, one of the grinder leaders, he comes over and he's like, "You trying to get things in a Dunslow, are you?"
Well, I'm trying to find somebody who might want to get things into Dunslow, and then I'm going to offer my services to get them there, because obviously nobody's been able to succeed so far.
Well, you're not being very quiet about it, are you?
Well, time is of the essence. All those fellas in Dunslow, and I believe they're your countrymen mainly. They're all probably starving to death or getting ready too soon. So, we got to move on this. I got to find somebody who wants me to move some product for them.
And you're looking for the people trying to move product?
That is correct, because I hear they're not doing a very good job of it, so they need to hire a professional to move the product for them. And that is what I am.
Well, you may be rolling resistance rolls to this, but from behind you, you feel someone grabbing your 2 hands and pinning them to the table. You bloody found the people trying to move product. And that seems a little suspicious that a loudmouth Tykerosi is interested in moving product to feed fucking Scovelanders.
Well, not when you consider the fact that I want to get paid to move the product.
Oh, Tykerosi. And he starts cleaning his fingernails with a knife. Oh, do you not realise you're in a nest of vipers here?
Well, that's why I came here. I figured if I'm gonna find a group of Scovelanders, hard-hitting grinders are gonna be the place to go, because you're gonna want to help your people. I want to help your people. I just want to get paid to help your people.
Well, the only problem is, I know you want to do this, and if I know, everyone bloody knows. I imagine every blue coat between here and Ironhook now knows.
Well, sure, these things happen, but it's not going to blow back on you. It's going to blow back on me.
You're quick talking. I like that. What can you offer? What kind of transportation? We've a lot of things to move.
Well, we've got a very nice barge. It's big, it's quiet, it's hidden. Nobody sees it coming. We take it down. We go to Ragtown. We take one of those docks, and we move it through Ragtown. Maybe cross the Maya into the ghetto. We got ways to get it there. That's why we're smugglers. You guys are grinders. You beat the crap out of people. We smuggle goods.
I like this. Right. Step into my office. And he just moves to another table. And then he kind of clears off the drunk down as well. It's no secret we're Scovelanders, and we're fucking spit on by everyone here, but we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. But not everyone in Dunslow can do that. Maybe we're going to do opportunities we've had. They're not they're afraid of cutting throats. Well, we're trying to get a shipment of food in. Bit of food, bit of water. Not a lot of production goes on at Dunslow and the gems, caddy gems. We got a barge load, I reckon. Easy.
Well, how about this? I happen to know that the guys down in Dunslow, I mean, I know they got no way to get the stuff out, but I know that they probably pocket a few things from the Maya from time to time. Now, instead of us getting paid in coin from you, maybe we take the food in, and then we take their stuff from the Maya out, and we sell it back to you. And then if it goes well, we can just keep that pipeline open. You grinders, the guys in Dunslow working the Maya, and us as your go-between.
Well, I
Win,
see
win,
it.
win.
We're paying you for a one-way trip. I don't bloody care what you bring back. If it's of use to me, we'll renegotiate. But you're trouble.
Oh yeah, I'm trouble, that's for sure. But I like where you're coming from. I like to be honest with my clients, though. So I'm trouble, but if you pay me up front, we'll get that food into Dunslow.
Up front! I'm gonna hand you over a barge worth of food and cash up front. To go to a plague district, and you piss off the night market and sell it.
Oh no, because I respect the grinders. How about this? You give us the barge load of food, we deliver it. Once you get word that we delivered it, we come back and you pay us then.
How exactly do I get word from a plague district?
Well, I have a feeling, and this is just me talking, that you might actually know some of the bluecoats that work down there in the Dunslow precinct. Maybe. And that they might say, hey, I don't know how it happened, but the guys in Dunslow down there in the ghetto, they're eating. How did this happen?
Like leans in, like knuckles white, and then goes, I fucking hate you. And
Most people do.
it's a deal then. 2 coin?
2 coin, and whatever we bring out of Dunslow's ours.
As far as I'm concerned, I never heard about it. I've never
Yeah.
met you before in my life. We'll drop it down. Have you a place of business?
Absolutely. And Jackdaw gives them a cutout location, one of the piers up around Silk Shore where we'll move the barge to get their goods.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that worked out really well. Now you have information and we have the pitch. Excellent. Would anyone else like to gather information on what's going on in Dunslow? Yes. No, Saul is a Scovelander. The only Scovelander in this party of Tycherosi.
Yeah, I only remembered that halfway through. It's like, why is Scovelander a familiar term? Oh yeah, it's where I'm from.
See, now you could totally do a humanitarian aid thing, because everyone will believe you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So what would
That
you
and
do
the fact
to
that you genuinely mean it, because you would do it.
Yeah. And what would Saul do to gather information on what's going on in Dunslow? Who would he talk to? Is there anything he'd engage in?
Definitely talking skills, because they're his best ones. So he's probably going to consort. I think that's the right one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So kind of just with any of the scoves he knows in and around. Yeah.
There's got to be some.
Great. Okay. Roll me a consort. It's risky because again, Aaron has drawn the heat of the bluecoats.
Yeah.
And the effect is great though because you were a Scovelander. Just type this out and we have a wee look.
I'm from East Scoveland, and I think I'm talking to all the ones from West Scoveland.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure every country can relate. Like it's like a townie talking to a bogger or a culchie. No one knows anything. Dunslow one night just shut really quickly. Iron Hook sirens went off. And Dunslow it's not like it's on a peninsula, but the Radiant Farms were shut off from it. So this border was erected along the side of Ironhook to basically block in the ghetto. And there are patrols going up and down the river. That's all anyone knows. And the only trouble is, while you're asking these questions, what's going on in Dunslow? You realize that you're being tailed by a bluecoat.
Okay, you can do this. What did your mother say about blue coats? Don't trust the bastard. Okay. Yeah, I can't say that. Okay. All right. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do. And he's gonna find like an unoccupied part of the street, and he's just gonna lie down, and he's gonna go to sleep or pretend to go to sleep.
And that sounds like maybe it's a sway. You're trying to convince someone of something. Acting.
I'm trying to convince him. I'm just
Charm, logic, or deception.
A recent
Yep.
refugee. I have nowhere to go.
I
And
love
as we know, law enforcement love the homeless, and they do nothing bad to homeless people. So,
Right.
oh boy, yeah, this is not going to be good. I'm assuming it's risky.
I'd say it's desperate. If you're being,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
though, to be fair, I did once have a friend who aggressively fell asleep at a bouncer.
I've done that before.
Limited.
Effect is, I'm gonna say it's standard. For desperate, it's a standard effect. Yeah.
We should get an XP for it.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
No, not
Nice.
good, but it's not the worst.
Yeah, you know, you go to sleep and you lie down, you know, you get all cuddly, and you go, home sweet home, and
Yep, I live here.
you're kind of doing that thing where you haven't got your eyes fully closed, but it looks like it, and I'd like you to tick one of your level 1 harm boxes kicked in the ribs.
Yep. Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's not fair, but
He-
whatever.
He leaves you to it, but he boots you in the ribs because he's like, look at skulls, sleeping in doorways. Excellent. Okay, anyone else like to do a gather information roll before we go?
Somebody should try to figure out what the blue
Pat.
flame is.
Ash is probably uniquely skilled at surveying things and hunting, being a hound. Let me just have a quick look at your...
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that, but I wasn't sure I'd have a unique thing to do other than just like, scouting about.
So hunt
would that be-
means to hunt a target, gather information about its location and movement. From a distance, you might have some sort of scope that you could get from a height and look into Dunslough.
Yeah. I'll do my best, and I'm particularly interested in what's going on with the blue flames, considering my character's past is affected by spiritual plague.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, absolutely. All right. Roll me controlled, because you're out on your own. No one's going to notice if you're up on the roof. And effect is standard. You could push it to risky for effect great if you wanted.
I think I'll just go with the norm. Whoops, that didn't do much.
It's not a lot. You do see the blue fires, but they're not quite what you expected. You expected like bonfires, and these are like pillars of like concentrated flame, and they're dotted around in like close together. So there's maybe 12 of them in an area, and then there's none, and there's 1 or 2 in an area. It's not like you expected these like it doesn't look like ghosts to you.
Mm-hmm. And where is that predominantly located? Ragtown, you said, or the Mire?
Well, you'd have to have succeeded for me to tell you that.
No, you're right. Fair enough.
You can It's like the rest of Dunslough is completely blacked out, so it's really hard to get a landmark on anything. You get a feeling it's closer to the ghetto. That's all I can say. Like, so you've the Mire, you can see the Mire, and beyond that you can see the ghetto. There's the concentration of them is in and around the ghetto.
All right. Well, that's not much to report, but I will keep that in mind.
Excellent. Fantastic. So, anyone else want to try and gather information before we just go for an engagement roll?
Ty, can you do something to investigate what the fire could be, since you're the one with the magic expertise?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. You go in the cult route.
He's going to get his
Perhaps.
synapses blown out again. I've just been playing Cyberpunk recently, and the overheat skill where you just look at someone and their head catches fire is like...
Pretty much.
Excellent. Ty, what are you doing? You're trying to like tap into the ghost field and maybe like throw yourself out there, or see is anything screaming at you, or...
Yeah, I would say that I'd be looking for anything that would be screaming about blue flames and blue fire, perhaps.
Okay, yeah. Okay, make me a tune roll. It sounds like. Sorry, there's something in my...
No worries. Can I make it desperate?
You can, yeah. So it would have been risky, but it's now desperate for effect. Great.
Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, 1 out of 5.
Oh, okay, 5, yeah.
Close.
You know the way you healed one of those level 1 harms? No, actually, no, it isn't. Sorry. You have drawn the attention of an odd ghost. And they don't seem, like, harmful. They're just quite annoying. They're speaking in a language you can't understand. And anytime you're tapping into the ghost field, they're standing beside you going, because they're trying to tell you their story, and you're like, 1 second. So you have less effect on attune rolls unless you do something about this.
Can I just ghost punch him?
Absolutely.
Like, go away.
Okay. Roll me a skirmish roll. I will see how well you do against this. It's not desperate. It's risky because they don't expect it.
Do we have to take?
Yeah.
Now we got to push ourselves to do this, though, right?
It is.
So,
Yeah, you do need to push yourself to do this. So it may not be the best thing to do, Murmur, with your stress as high as it is. So it would be 2 stress.
True. Then I'll leave him. I like the guy.
Yeah.
He's
It's
interesting.
It's actually a little old lady. So you raise your fist and you're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm like, it's an old lady. Can't do that.
I'm just imagining it's like this is the first person that's ever seen her since she died, and she's like, I need to tell you everything, and then you just hypothetically have gone, just fuck off.
She's actually giving you excellent stock market advice, but you're completely blinded. Yes, so weird, right? You expected to see some sort of distortion in the ghost field, particularly around the fires. You expected them to be... Ghosts don't seem to care about these fires. In fact, there seems to be a weird absence of ghosts in Dunslayer at the moment. Almost as if the ghosts are scared of something in Dunslayer. Particularly, you try and tap into the ghost field around the mire, not a single one. Nothing. It's a dead zone. And dead zones in Duskwall don't happen.
Is a dead zone mean like there's 0 ghost activity?
Like it's like when you're in your kitchen and you turn off the extractor fan, and then all of a sudden there's
What's that?
the fan over the oven that makes a woo noise.
Oh, yeah.
And then you turn it off after you finish cooking, and then all of a sudden you didn't realize how loud it was. Or like if you got a hairdryer running in the background, it's weird. Like you're looking and you have that kind of ground level of distortion, craziness, and people telling you their life secrets and traumas, and then you kind of focus on the mire, and there's nothing.
For people in civilized countries, the analogy Josh was using was that time in the year when you get to turn your air conditioning off.
Oh, wild! That's crazy. Yeah.
Murmur would find this like so weird though. Is it like they'd be like,
yeah.
They'd be concerned.
Absolutely. Take 10 slightly down. No, I'm kidding. Excellent. Right. So we've gathered a bit of information. We know.
I've got something.
Okay, Slab, please.
I want to find out who benefits from getting stuff out of the Dunslow area and go and see them.
Right. When you say stuff,
I mean,
like,
I want it to be something that I can study to discover.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, like, you said there was a gem mine, yeah?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So presumably the gem cutters of the town are starting to suffer a little bit with the shortage of gems.
Yeah. So Night Market would be suffering from the shortage in supply. And there's also Radiant Farms there. So food is on the town. And I don't know if you've been reading the news, but there's been eel blight lately. So there is a concerning, like, across the city, this could go badly for us.
Okay, in which case, I want to find out who could benefit from us getting some gems out of Dunslow and go and see them.
Right, okay. You could walk around Night Market and see who's selling jewelry.
Yeah.
You could see anyone that might have that kind of thing. So yeah, study sounds
So
good.
survey or study, if you want me looking around, either or.
It's really up to you, whichever you feel fits more.
I think survey if I'm going around the night market.
Sounds good. Are you similar in both? Yeah, you're the same in both.
Yeah.
So. Roll them.
Okay.
It's controlled. It's not risky to go browsing in the night market. And your effect is only limited because you're only looking at the sellers, not the wholesalers here.
All right. I'm going to push it up to risky then,
Yeah. So you're asking questions then of where do you get this from, that kind of thing.
so that I can get it to standard.
Yeah.
And what else can I do? I could
You can take a devil's bargain.
take a devil's bargain. That puts us on 2 devil's bargains for the same thing.
Or you
Devil's-
push yourself for 2 stress.
Push yourself for 2, yeah.
I have just
Or-
healed a whole bunch of stress.
Yeah. Always a good idea to take as much stress as you can before the heist.
No, you're right. What devil's bargain would you offer?
The devil's bargain I would offer is you have to drop your cover. Dealing a slab of gems isn't going to work here. And so the word will get out that you maybe... No, it's only the start. I'm going to start a clock. It's an 8-tick clock. The slab maybe isn't the slab that he says he is.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that.
Great.
So that gives me bonus dice. And away we go.
Whoopa. Let's have a look.
Oof. A 4.
It's,
That's
yeah,
not
you
good.
pass, and it's only risky. So yeah, you get kind of fobbed off a bit. But what I am going to do is I'm going to tick 2 of those ticks onto that because you've had to kind of reveal yourself to a couple of people.
Yeah. So I probably imagine that I'd start off, does anybody need any pretty stones carried? And when that's not working, resort to, I happen to know there are some people who are looking at being able to extract goods from the area. Is there any way I could put you in touch with them or assist in some way?
Yeah, there's one stall in particular where there's a lady and she's wearing like kind of dungarees and I don't know why that stands out in my head, but she's like, yeah, oh right, okay, so you could acquire gems.
Yes, it's something that I could achieve.
And these are legal?
They're not illegal.
Ah, understood. Yes, I would be interested. In fact, I know a consortium of people who may be interested. Rates would be dependent on the amount of interest they come with, if you understand.
Understood, quite.
Please.
I'm looking at a supply of practically raw stones, so difficult to identify, no real features that could be picked out.
Yes. Well, I imagine it comes from one of 2 places. One at the moment has hiked their prices, and the other is off the market. So I'm interested in both.
Quite.
Either or.
Well, let's just say that the market's not as closed as you might imagine.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we'll wash them. Yeah, we'll wash them.
Excellent. I'll see how much I can gather for you.
Perfection. Okay, guys, it looks like we're going to our planning stage. And for those of you at home, it's page 127, beside the handsome man. So this sounds to me like a transport plan.
That's why we picked it.
Yeah, absolutely. So transport's described as carry cargo or people through danger. The cargo you're carrying is food. The danger you're carrying is past the patrols on the Charhollow River. Who wants to make our engagement roll? We'll roll out the dice. So for starters, is the operation particularly bold or daring? Yes, you're breaking a plague quarantine. I'll give you 1 for that. You get 1 for sheer luck. And does the operation overly complex or contingent? Not necessarily, so I won't take 1 away. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability? We didn't quite uncover a vulnerability, so I'm not going to give you a dice for that. Is the target strongest against this approach, or are they particularly... Yes, they do. So I'm going to take away a dice. We've got 1 so far. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight? Yes, you're working with the grinders, 2 dice. Are there enemies or rivals interfering with this operation? Yes, the blue coats. So we take away a dice. And are there any other elements you'd want to consider? I'm going to give you guys a dice. I'm not going to say why. So who would like to roll 2 dice for our engagement roll? That's probably the lowest we've rolled yet.
I think we should let Aaron roll it. He's an unstoppable success machine. Oh no, Ty wants to roll it. That's fine.
Oh, sorry. I rolled
already
it.
went. That's okay. That's sick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Ty's
good.
just reaching for their dice, and then Aaron's just like, bam! It's like,
Ty has
okay.
2 sets of
Sorry.
dice, and they both have like a Ty's dice all ones. Aaron, excellent. Thanks so much. So Aaron rolled a 3 and a 6, which means it's a success. Not a crit success, but it is incredibly. It is the most stressful 20 minutes of your guys' life. You've been watching these patrols go up and down. You know when the shift change has been. You've been here all day watching for the second shift change. Second, the boat's got to refuel and shift change because they're blue coats. They don't pole themselves. They run off engines. You guys pole like Billy-O. It's a short distance. You can see it on the roll 20. It's just a direct cut across from you guys are going from Dunton, and you're going right across to the Dunville Labour Camp because you figured that is the shortest stretch. So you're polling. Everyone on board is like, and as quietly as you can. And just as you start to see the front of the patrol boat coming, you guys have made sure on the side of the Dunville Labour Camp. And here's the beauty of it. All the torches and spotlights are pointed outwards because they're trying to keep people out, not keep people in. So you make landfall in Dunslough. And the first thing you realize is in the Labour Camp, it's dark. Now, it's always dark in Duskwall, but it's suspiciously dark and suspiciously quiet at the Labour Camp. The Labour Camp works 24 hours a day because Ironhook really can't actually have all of its prisoners in it at the same time. So it rotates crews. But it's dark and it's empty. And you can see Ironhook is lit up like a beacon beside you, but there's like a bastion wall has been erected around it, around the other existing wall to keep Ironhook separate from Dunslough. It's really quiet. So where are you guys headed? What are you headed for? Where are you looking for?
I think we need to offload the goods onto a wagon of some sort. So I think maybe
the Labour Camp is lousy with wagons.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Maybe we need to steal a wagon and borrow a couple of goats.
Yes, you are going to have trouble finding goats because it has been a week and a half since there has been food here in Dunslough. So,
or we can pull the wagon ourselves.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and so if you see there just on your map, there's like a star for the Dunslough precinct.
Yep.
Precinct. That's where you guys find the wagon, and I'll just. It's big enough to carry in half of the stock, but it will take 3 or 4 of you to pull it.
Okay. How about quick flashback before we left? Jackdaw acquired some authentic blue coat uniforms so that once we got here, we could blend in with the blue coats and move a little quieter.
I'm gonna stop you right there. There's no blue coats on the street. They're only outside the district. They don't want to enter.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we don't need to worry about that.
We could have brought a horse.
You could have brought a horse.
I was gonna say, flashback. Maybe I just brought one of the horses that I've grown to.
It won't cause you any stress. Yeah, a horse has a very bad time crossing a river. Actually, Ash takes a stress from trying to keep the horse quiet on the boat while you guys are. Yeah. So you guys are there, and the grinders said that there'd be a contact. You'd meet a contact. And they said around the Labour Camp, but there's no one here.
Okay.
Maybe I should go sneak around, figure out where our contact's got.
Maybe I should go. I'm go, or is that bad? Will I be bad?
Why don't you stick with me? You can speak the language. I'll get us there.
I mean, we speak. Okay, yeah, we just have a dialect. Okay. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, would this be a survey rule to figure out where our contact's gotten to?
Or a hunt roll.
Oh, I'm gonna go with hunt because it's better for me. And what are we thinking here? Risky, desperate,
Risky standard.
risky, standard.
You can
no
push it to
bonus.
desperate if you wanted to climb something very high and scary. And you're effectively great. Okay.
Fucking bugger. My rolls suck.
Well, you are bringing soul with you, so I think anything you do is very quickly. Let's climb this high thing, soul. That
you
might be
don't-
hard for me.
You don't get far before you've like clattered over a couple of things. It is so dark here, and it's weird because normally there's like work lights on and things, and you do notice a figure approaching. But I'm gonna have to stand for this. They're approaching like this.
Oh, that's
We're gonna
This
stand
kinda-
back.
Rigor mortis style, like early onset rigor mortis in their legs. They're not making any noise. They're just silently shuffling towards you.
So I don't like the look of this. Let's turn back.
okay. That person looks like they need help though, or maybe just are going for a nighttime.
So I don't think
Shuffle.
that person needs the kind of help that we can offer.
That's fair, yeah. Okay.
Not quietly, at least.
Oh, the gun's out. Okay, yeah. Oh, well, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not your contact. Well, you would hope not.
I think we regroup after that.
Yeah,
failed
they're moving
attempt.
really slow. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wee clock here. And on the clock, it's only 6 o'clock. I'm going to fill in one every time a bit of time has passed. And once they reach the full 6 o'clock, they will be upon you.
Upon both of us or upon the whole group.
Well, you guys are saying regroup. So if you go, they'll be upon the wagon, yeah.
Oh, okay. Just
Now, if the wagon moves, that changes.
yeah. Can you imagine that just before it reaches 6, and then the wagon moves?
It's like that friend that pulls the car away as you reach for the handle. I hate
exactly.
That guy. Excellent. Okay.
Oh, man.
So, Ash, so what, did you find a contact?
Nothing, and it looks like the plague might have been affecting a larger number of people than we anticipated. There's definitely something going on here. I don't like
Or
the
they've
look of
got
it.
really bad ricket, which also could be possible if they've not been eating for quite a while.
Something shambling. There's clearly something supernatural going on here.
But
Well,
she said.
we could. They may have some info inside the precinct house. I could sneak in there and see if they've got any notes on what's going on. Anything?
If you want to sneak into the precinct, be my guest.
Cool.
Suppose I could cover you from outside.
I like it. He puts his dark-sided goggles down so he can see and slips off to sneak into the precinct house to see if the blue coats had any information before they disappeared.
Great.
I'll guard the wagon.
So far, I've filled in 2 ticks. Okay. Yes. Sounds
Soul
like.
sitting with the wagon.
It sounds like. I mean, you don't necessarily need to sneak. There's no one around. But you need to finesse the lock possibly to get in there,
Okay.
which is the kind of thing you like to do.
It is the kind of thing I like to do. And I'm assuming risky standard.
Yes, but I would say I don't know how you could push this beyond risky. It's just a lock. Yeah, risky.
It's just a lock. Okay. Anybody want to aid me or anything?
Yeah, I want to
Hold a rating
provide
globe up?
some support from afar.
Okay, so you're keeping Overwatch. You said with
Sound
the
check,
rifle.
sound check. 1, 2,
Precisely.
3.
Perfect.
I can hear you
Okay.
then.
Okay. So
Hang on, I'm
Ashes,
getting some sound problems. Can anybody hear me? It's not looking good. Let me.
I can hear you.
Okay, Ben.
You
Yeah,
can
but
hear
on the
me,
Twitch. Hang on,
but
let me
not on the Twitch at the minute. Right.
No, I can hear you on the Twitch as well.
There we go. Okay, it's all good then. I'll swap it back. Fixed it.
Woohoo! XO,
All right.
XO. There we go. So yeah,
A 4. Okay. Partial success.
so it takes you longer than you think. So I'm going to fill in 2 of these little guys here, and you can all suddenly see this figure coming out of the darkness. This kind of hunched over figure shambling towards you, and they look almost like they've got a hunchback on their back, not making any noise. The eerie thing is it's just their feet you can hear. But yes, you get into the precinct house, and it's just a tricky door. It's like double barred, you know.
Jackdaw looks back over his shoulder. I'd like to say that I think it's probably best if that fella doesn't get too close to us. Just saying. And then he slips into the precinct. Actually, he hands his silent potion vial over to Ash and says, "This should help you keep it quiet if you need to take him out from a distance." And then he slips into the precinct.
Okay, so we'll do kind of a split scene here. So while you're in the precinct, it doesn't take you long to find the overseer's office, because you know what you're looking for. It's always up the top, and there's like a desk with papers. And he was left in a hurry. There's like the chair's knocked over, and the one thing that you can see just from briefly looking at the papers is that productivity is at an all-time high. Either it's the new Scoveland refugees or the amount of Ironhook prison labor. They are pulling out more gems from the mine than they ever had before, and they're making greater progress in less time. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Well, I'm looking for where
Aaron,
those
don't be afraid
gems-
to grab a lot of paperwork and bring it out.
Okay. He would be looking to see where the gems are located that are pulled out of the mine, and he would also be looking quickly, cursory, trying to figure out if they'd identified what was causing it, and then he would grab up everything he could see and bring it outside.
That sounds like either a desperate survey to pick the right stuff, or a desperate study because you were like, documents.
I like it. I'll go desperate survey. What could go wrong? What's a devil's bargain here?
A devil's bargain is you drop something of yours.
Oh, I'll take that.
Something that could be identified as yours.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, excellent.
Because he's a risky son of a bitch. He just doesn't care.
Okay.
So that's standard, risky or desperate standard?
Desperate standard, yeah.
Okay. Please. 6.
Yeah. So just before you emerge, we're going to cut to the guys outside. You gather up as much as you can, things with diagrams, that kind of thing. And you do spot at the corner of your eye that there's like a wall safe, like one of those freestanding safes that bolts to the floor, but it's open and empty. So you, as you're heading down the stairs, you cut across to Ash. Ash, you are looking down the street, this thing getting closer and closer.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm lining up the shot.
I was talking to the shambling figure, but I'm glad you're also okay. Let's maybe not shoot them until we absolutely know that they're not alive.
You're gonna get us killed.
No, it's all right. It's fine. It just okay. I'm just gonna get a tiny bit closer just to see what it is. What's up with the? It's fine. It's fine.
Don't
I love
dare
Saul.
get closer to that shambling
It's fine.
husk.
They might be a very old person who has lost their voice, who's mute. So yes, Saul's gonna go over there.
Roll me a
They're
fortune
a
dice,
vampire.
Oh, they're a vampire.
please. As you approach, you're going to have to roll me a fortune dice. And a
What
failure
can I
is a
try
success
to
for me. So on your character sheet, there's a little button that says fortune dice. Where is
Right
it
under
now?
your shady friend. It's right under shady friends.
Right
tab.
under Shady
Far
Friends.
right
It says
corner.
roll
Far
a
right.
fortune.
Oh, there it is. Okay, how many? Just one.
Just one. Success for you is a success. A failure is a success for me.
A 3.
Yay! And
Oh no.
And that's how Soul dies.
what are you saying to them?
I just like, hello. Are
Uh,
you okay,
it's
person?
while you're standing there, you get the feeling of something touching your leg. They're
Oh,
quite far
that-
away,
Oh, that's not good.
and you look down, and there's like a stream of rats passing by your feet.
Oh,
And just as you look back up, you're whomped by a rat that this thing throws. Like, what the? And it just hits you square. A live rat hits you and like does what rats do. And
I would do that too if I'd just been thrown by someone.
To be fair, I tend to fall asleep after people throw.
Fair enough, yeah.
Depends where you land. You fall like back, so you're sitting as this thing gets closer and closer, and all of a sudden there's rats running over your lap, and like they're all just going, and they're heading towards the wagon.
Guys, I
That's
think
bad.
something's wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna start firing now, I think.
Excellent. All right. Let me see. That sounds like a hunt roll.
Yeah. All right. Let's hope that. Risky, desperate. I'm gonna say desperate.
We'll say desperate. This thing's upon you.
And effect standard.
Effect is great. You're firing a large caliber weapon at a humanoid.
All right. Let's see if it does. Ooh,
Nice.
Finally, a good roll.
It's like you watch Saul walk up and be like, "Hello, can I help you with your shopping?" And then Saul, as soon as you fall flat in your ass, you hear this crack, and the figure erupts, and there's just so many rats all of a sudden. But just as soon as they came, they dissipate, back out the way. So Saul, you're sitting on your ass, and all of a sudden there's nothing on you. And the only thing you guys notice is you see 3 other figures coming out of the mist.
So I'll get your ass back here. Don't they teach you in Scoveland not to talk to strangers?
No, it's normally it's not. As long as they're Scovelanders, it's fine. We were told
I mean, he's an actor. It is literally his job to talk to strangers.
that as well. Running back.
Darling, this is not Scoveland.
Yeah, I'm learning that quickly.
You are not in Scoveland anymore.
Did the
Hey,
rats do anything, or were they just rats?
They're just, I mean, you only saw them briefly, but they were just rats. So just as you hear the crack, Jackdaw appears at the door, holding all these files and bits of paper. They're like, guys! And you just see this explosion of rats.
Just in time, Jackdaw. We were just leaving.
I think that's a fantastic idea. Hey, Slab, I got some. I don't know what the hell I got, but it's all for you. And let's get this wagon out of here.
Yeah, right. Give it here. Oh, there's no one else around. I don't have to put up with the voice. Yes, splendid. Very well.
Wait, Flap? What?
Oh, sorry. Yes, Sol. Of course you wouldn't realise you're new, aren't you? Sorry, dear boy. There is a reason I always have the right thing to hand. It's because I'm the brains of the operation.
Oh,
That's true, Saul. He is the brains that you. It's clearly not me.
Right, eyes
Clearly.
open then. Ash, you're on point. Keep your eyes up front. Jackdaw, spiralling, do your thing. In and out. Skirmishing if you need to. Sol, do you know any Scovelander? No, that's a stupid idea. I was going to say Scovelander songs. But
Yeah, I know Scovelander songs, but yeah, you don't normally sing them.
yeah, you're
Mostly
probably
they
far too
involve
sober as well.
killing non-Scovelanders. So
Murmur, you said no ghosts. Did you bring any with?
I look over my shoulder and there's the old lady who's just gibbering. I'm like, sadly, there is one. Yes.
Are you able to send her out?
What's the other one doing?
I have my blade ready.
Let's call that a last resort. Do you have a ghost that you can call on and send out or anything like that? Little bit of if as you say there are no ghosts here.
There's no ghosts.
You could have packed
Other
spirit
than-
bottles. So
Yes, but you could have brought some with you.
Oh,
Did you?
Yep.
Remember to do such a
Yes.
thing?
totally.
Through the medium of
Yep.
a
I
flashback,
pull
maybe?
out. I
know
pull
you
out
don't need to.
some
It's in your
spirit
load,
bottles.
so-
they're all old ladies.
Yeah.
They're
So,
all grannies,
complication.
and they're the
A
same
bandolier of
grannies we met.
babushkas.
Yeah. That'd be
Excellent.
awesome.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick fortune roll to see how your progress goes.
If I have ghosts in spirit bottles, do I still need to attune to them to have them help me out?
I mean, you can smash a spirit bottle and a ghost will appear, but then beyond that, it's up to you. You know, it's like if you could
Oh,
suddenly,
yeah.
Like,
if you could suddenly conjure a line, you still need to do the whip and chair bit, you know.
Got you. Got you.
Right. So I just rolled a failure there. I wish it was right, but it wasn't. Yeah. It's tough going. Ash, you are cracking these things and left, right, and center. Jackdaw, you're trying to stay away from them because every time you see Ash shoot one, it turns into lots of rats that run away. And every time they leave the corpse behind, and you guys are walking like in the direction of the ghettos is where you're headed. The corpse is like there's very little of the original left, but it's kind of like a ratatouille thing. They've been piloting the tendons of these poor individuals.
Well, that's very ingenious of them.
Yeah, it's not normal rat behavior. But as you approach the ghetto, you begin to see the blue fires, and they're like they're almost like a jet of fire. So I'm just going to draw a quick line on the map just so we're all on the same channel. Cardlight Games. So we come down here and we've gone this way, and you're headed down for Bailiff Road. Or is that? Yeah, we're going to call that Bailiff Road.
Yeah.
And you see these around this area here, just as you're coming down. You see there's like a circle of these blue torches around the buildings. And the one thing you've noticed is a lot of the buildings you're passing are empty with the doors swinging. You can see people inside these buildings.
These people inside these buildings, do they look like these, zombified type peoples, or do they look like normal people?
I don't know, you'd have to really put yourself out on a limb to find out.
That sounds like something we'd have to do there, yeah.
If only we
I
had
like the
someone who was
idea of,
supposed
like,
to be
just a
like an
bunch of
outrider and
rats making a
skirmisher.
face.
Yeah, if only there was some sort of hunts poison amongst you. Or some sort of whisper that could find out what their souls are saying.
Well, yeah, I could do that. What I'm thinking of doing is using the ghosts I have in the spirit bottles. I'd like to try to compel them to I guess check out the area, and send the other one to the mire, because just there's nothing. There's it's empty.
Right. Okay.
Empty of souls.
So you're gonna smash the spirit bottle, and one ghost is gonna survey the area, and then you're gonna smash another spirit bottle and send one to the mire. Okay, we'll do the first ghost first. So
Cool.
Smash your first spirit bottle. It's
Medium.
risky, and your effect is standard because it's just a small ghost. It's not like the things you've been dealing with up to now. In fact, you've pretty good experience with demonic entities at this point.
Do I get any? Is there a negative I get because of the old lady?
Yes. Let me see. Less effect. Yeah, so it's limited to your
Less
effect.
effect?
Yeah.
If
you push it to desperate, you will have standard effect.
Or you could put your spirit mask on
There you go.
Ooh,
and get it up to standard effect.
I'll do that. Spirit mask it up.
Great. So you guys see Murmur putting on the mask and pulling it away. What do the bottles look like, Murmur?
They're like they're just like clear little vials. But instead of a cork holding it in, they have like a really well cut gem that just like goes on there to keep them in there, so they're happy because they're like, hey, I got a nice gem. And they get to keep the gem after it breaks.
I think we know where the supply and demand is for the gems.
A 5 and a 3.
Yeah, so it works. You smash the bottle, and this ghost rips out and starts making this dreadful noise. So that's the consequences. Everyone around knows you're here. But it heads off into the Dunside Ghetto, and it goes right past the blue flames. Doesn't bother. It's not affected by the blue flames at all. And it goes into the door of one of the houses, the main kind of the one on a slant there you see, and you can hear like inside of people like getting at it, and it comes back, and immediately, without communicating with you, it says into your head, they're all in there. Everyone's in there. It's really full of people in that building. They're huddled up, hundreds of them.
They packed like rats.
Yeah. It doesn't, like, it's seen the rat things. It's not saying the rat people are in there.
Uh-huh.
They're all inside.
Oh.
But that house is inside the ring of blue fire torches, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm like, looks like everyone's huddled inside this building here. Maybe the blue flames are protecting them from whatever it is that's out here.
Okay, we can go with that.
There's-
Let's make a path there, do our delivery, get back to the barge, bring the second delivery.
Good plan.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea there, Slab.
Excellent. So you guys start making your way towards the blue flame, and the front double doors of this, it looks like it's like a community hall, like a miners' union kind of thing, swing open, and somebody steps out, and it's like a larger-than-life man, and he's wearing suspenders, and he says, hands tucked, and he goes, no more ghosts. That's enough ghosts. Sorry, no.
It's okay. It's all right.
He's a Scotlander. He's supposed to sound like...
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, I don't sound like a traditional Scotsman either. That's all good.
Yeah, no more ghosts, please. There's children in there.
Hey, Saul, do you want to handle? I mean, they're your people.
Yeah, sure. No, that no more ghosts. No more looking at Murmur. No more ghosts.
Brought a
Murmur's
sandwich,
just like
though.
not saying anything, just looks at Soul. No response to the no ghosts.
We have supplies for the people trapped in here. So
And
can we bring them in?
absolutely, I'll bring men. Is it just that wagon?
Well, we'll have another wagon later, but we'll
Another
get this
wagon?
Yeah.
Hang on. And like 6 guys come out and they're loading like long rifles. And they're like, where's the second wagon?
Oh, it's by our barge, so it's like points to where.
We don't
the
have a
barge
second
would
wagon,
be.
do we? We're not reusing this one.
You got a second wagon load there.
We'll escort you back. Have you met the Rattlers?
Yeah.
If those are the guys,
they're- They're quite rat-like.
They don't like the mining torches. If you can stay inside the mining torches, you're safe.
So, there. So, I mean, the grinders, they're the ones who asked us to look in on you, but what the hell's going on here?
I'll show you up to Ulf. Ulf will... he'll key it in. Will one of you show us where the barge is, and we'll do the second run?
Yeah, I'll take you out there. That's no problem. I love running through this part of the city. It's fantastic out here. I've never felt so much alive, except for when we were in the Deathlands. That was pretty exciting too. But yeah, let's go.
It's like this weird silence where everyone's like, "Are we going to die if we go with this guy?" And then, I'm really hungry.
It's 50-50. I'm going to be honest with you. The chances of us living, it's not great. But you know.
So within seconds, the barge is unloaded, but it's really organized. The people are like, there's already a guy taking stock of what's coming off, and he's pointing directions, and he says to he's in charge of the safe fit.
Him. Slab. We call him Slab.
I'll bring you up to Ulf now. He's just upstairs.
Yeah.
You're in charge, right? And he looks to Murmur wearing the mask, and now being like, "Oh, it's great to be home." So,
I've still got my folder full of stuff.
yeah. So you head upstairs, and there's like, you're passing by, like in this small kind of building, you've passed 100 people in the first 10 steps. They're everywhere. They're in every alcove. There's someone sitting. There's people on top of each other. There's people in sleeping bags. There's kind of all sorts of rags. But you head up to an office, and this office is also full of people. There are families and everything sleeping in this office. And there's a small table in this office. And it says Ulf Ironborn Scovelander on the table. You know this guy because the Akarosi call him a terrorist. He's a Scoveland terrorist. as far as they're concerned. And you meet him, and he comes in the door. He's like, "Am I right in understanding that you've brought us food?"
Yeah. Can we go on the roof?
Abs, you can do whatever the hell you like. Come on, come with you. Just yourself and I, is it? Or
Yeah.
great, come. Dermot, you handle things here. Just keep the people away from the food. Ration it. We don't know how long this is going to last. Come on up. And the two of you get onto the roof. Ash, meanwhile, you're looking at just like the happiest people you've ever seen. You've never seen people look up at you like you're the good guy. And in this case, one of the kids is like, "I like your gun!"
I don't, but it does the job.
Okay, can I have it?
No, it's mine.
No,
But you said you don't like it.
it does the job.
All right. What if I gave you a big stick? So we
Why
cut
if
back
I
to the
gave you
roof.
the advice to stay inside?
And meanwhile, on the roof, Slab, Ulf has come out and been like, "This isn't some sort of weird execution, is it? I'd be mighty annoyed if it was."
No, not at all. I find it best to minimise exposure when it comes to revealing myself, as it were. People tend to look at me and assume that I'm a lumbering fool, so why not let them?
Oh, to be underestimated. Well, welcome to Dunslab, the Forgotten District.
Vaughan. And I shall offer him my enormous meaty hand.
Excellent. And I see you've some documents with you. No doubt you got them from the precinct. I can fill you in on most of what you missed.
Yes, very strange, very odd. Something going on here. I was suspicious about the whole thing from the start. It's completely against my expectations. What is happening?
Well, it's not a plague, which is what most people
No.
anticipate going on here. But there
No,
is
the
something.
plague pattern didn't work because there would be bodies in the river. It would have drifted downriver, infected some of the other areas. It would have got out before they quarantined the area.
You are sharp, aren't you? Not many people picked up on that.
Hmm.
You'll notice as well, the Bluecoats have their backs to us.
Stopping people getting in, not stopping people getting out.
Yeah. It's not the people they're worried about because they don't seem interested in getting out. Yeah, no doubt you've seen the Rattlers on your way here. That's what we're calling them. We don't really know what they are. Look, it's like this. The mire is basically the only source of income in Dunslap. Everyone works in the mire, or they know someone who works in the mire, or they support someone who works in the mire. Our entire industry is based around frivolous gems for the nobility of Duskfall. And its surrounding kingdoms. I can't say Scotland didn't have nobles back before the war, but the mire is where they come from. And labour is cheap, and then no doubt you've seen the countless ships that Scotland is arriving. It's getting cheaper, and things in the mire are getting worse. But about just over a week and a half ago, something happened in the mire, and thousands of rats were poured out of their cells. Just endlessly, they stream from the mire.
They seem remarkably intelligent.
I don't think individually they are. We have one in the cage downstairs. It's a normal rat. When you get a collection of them together, they seem to animate the corpses. They don't kill the people. They just animate them. They've been walking around throwing rats and putting things places.
How are people
I think-
dying?
Starvation, malnutrition, unforced trauma, rioting. The way people always died at Dunslade. There you go. Whatever the problem is, it stems in the mire. We're no
Seems that
fools.
way.
We know that Duskfall will happily turn its back on us and just wait till this all calms down. So our first move was we took all of the gems from the mine and from the precinct hostage. We have everything of value here, and we've all the people here as well. Before I turn that over to you, because I realise this isn't a humanitarian mission, you need something for this. This has come at great expense. I'll
In
need
fairness, there is a humanitarian angle to it. Your countryman downstairs, the boy, he shows promise. And he needs to be able to see that sometimes crime can be done for the right reasons.
Well, he met the right person. Ulf Ironborn, state terrorist and community leader.
So I understand. You're quite the popular man.
You string up one blue coat, they put all sorts of names on you. Yes, so simple as this. I need the mire solved. I'm willing to lose, well, everything we have. Because as far as I see it, there's more gems down there. And the second the mire's open again, Dunslough's open again too.
So you need people to go down there and find out what it is.
Would be a great start. Better yet if they came back.
Even better if they were to stop it.
Oh, I did send a crew.
They didn't come back?
No. Now, they may have just left. They probably could have swam from here. They were strong, strapping blokes. Most Scotlanders did. We've only about a third of the population left here.
And the business with the ghosts?
Don't know. They don't like it. There's been less and less of them since your friends was the first we've seen since. Dunslough is normally lousy with the bastards. They tend to be quite amenable, seeing as they're all Scotlanders around other Scotlanders.
I think I have a few pieces of a pattern starting to develop. Can I do a quick study on this paperwork from the...
Yeah, for sure.
Blue
For
coats?
sure.
Because I think there's stuff that he doesn't know that they probably did know and were keeping from the Scotlanders
Yep.
in order to maximise production.
Possibly.
Yeah, think. Right, so I am going to survey. No, I'm not. I'm going to study the documents.
Yep.
I wish to push it to a desperate roll because I am going to try and take in as much information in as short a space of time as I can.
Excellent. Okay, so you're like speed reading. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Desperate roll. Sorry, I just read your message out, Ty. We will do a second attune for your second ghost. Yes. Okay. Desperate. Devil's bargain.
Yes.
Let me see. A good devil's bargain, I think, is that Ulf will be like, "Oh, what are you trying to find there that I haven't already told you?" He'll take insult to this.
You
Fair.
can also just push yourself too stressed to get the extra die.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to take the devil's bargain. I will just push at this point.
Perfection.
Yeah, because I don't want to piss this guy off because he's potentially an exceptionally good contact.
Yeah, I love Ulf.
So what effect?
Effect is standard effect. You either find out what you need or you don't.
Okie dokie.
Here we go.
And you get one bonus die from pushing, don't you? Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, system, show me the numbers. It's messing with me now. I've pressed the buttons. Now do the thing.
It's all for time. Meanwhile, remember, you're hearing.
You just River's just like, don't punch the old lady ghost.
I love.
This is where we find if she's just speaking this school of dialect.
Yeah.
Like she's just speaking normally.
Yeah. It's like.
There we go.
Six, yes.
Yes.
Boom.
You find in the notes as you're going through them, you find like it's boring. It's all about dredging where the product is going, and so much would has to go out the canal. And but you find there's like a report being overseer from the overseer of Vinehook, and it says have hit cavern. Seems to be existing structure, lousy with gems, great progress being made, and then it says casualties up twofold.
Right, I think we know where we need to go then. Looks like they've hit a bit of old Duskfall.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I understand Duskfall is like some sort of layered cake.
Most of what Duskfall is built on is Duskfall.
Right, well, my advice, as you approach the mine, I wouldn't be worried about the rats. They seem harmless. It's only when they're on the rattlers themselves, they're the dangers. If you get into contact with the rattler, it's not pretty. Imagine some sort of automata slashing at you. But the rats themselves are just rats. You'll see as you approach, there's a downward lift. Don't use the lift. The lift is out. You'll be taking the stairs down. And then, when you reach the bottom of the mire, there's a whole branching network of tunnels. I could send you a guide, one of the guys who works there.
If you've got someone who's willing to go, we'll take it.
He's a volunteer. I won't send someone to their death zone, but I assume you volunteer.
Yes, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, then it looks like we have a ball game. You solve the problem in the mire. I'll give you a week and a half's worth of gems. You take them back across to Duskfall. You cut them yourself. You sell them however you want. And Ulf Ironborn is a local hero for solving the problem. I would be a very happy man indeed.
Well, in that case, here's to many future dealings. And I'll shake his hand again.
Excellent. Meanwhile, downstairs, what about your small gun? Can I have that one?
Nope. Same story.
Oh! And they turn to Saul. Have you got a gun?
I have,
Don't give the kid the gun.
No, okay, I won't give him the gun. Okay.
Oh, you're no fun. And as this is going on Slab, you reappear to Ash and Saul are surrounded by children. Funny enough, no one's really gone there, Murmur. Except the little old bandolier of babushkas. Yeah, they're surrounded by kids who are like, what about if we traded you this dead rat?
Hello, kids.
She takes off her hat and she sticks it on one of them.
Yeah.
Play with this for a bit.
All right. Look, I'm the guy with the hat. And then he just goes off. And Ulfheim was like, you'll get that back, I promise. You'll get that back.
I'm sure I will.
Ah!
An old pastime.
You're our Scove. Patsy on the back.
Yes, yes, sir.
Oh, Ulf.
I'm Saul.
Excellent. Your boss tells me you're quite the up-and-coming star.
Thank you, sir.
He can sing too.
Oh, a triple threat. Hey, and he kind of like, pushes over to a corner. I'm gonna give you something, and I hope you don't have to use it. And he's gonna hand you a grenade, an explosive device.
Okay. Okay.
The perfect person to hold the group's grenade.
Yeah. Thank you. My parents fought in the war. I heard a lot about you.
Nothing good, I hope.
No, not at all.
Hey, be brave. You're doing good work here.
Okay, yeah. And he's gonna pocket the grenade. Definitely, like, in a very not safe way. Like, just in a pocket, not really. We're so blunders. This is what we do.
Come on then. Where's Jack?
Okay.
So yeah, just as you're saying this, the second wagon is reappearing.
But Jackdaw's not there because he got bored. He told the guys in the wagon, he's like, hey, when you get back there, tell my friends that I've gone ahead and I'm gonna recon the Maya. Going down. I know that's where we're headed next, so I'm sure. So I'm gonna go recon the air because I'm just bored. I just gotta go.
He doesn't do buddy missions. So this wagon arrives and there's a distinct lack of jackdaw, and this guy comes over and takes all his hat. I'm sorry, Mr. Slab. Our accents are terribly inconsistent. I don't even know what I'm going for anymore.
It's fine. All over Scotland. The refugees from all over.
I haven't even tried Scottish for the last 3 because I was like, I'm not doing Scottish, but it just seems like we're regionally indistinct.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, sir. We couldn't keep him. He just took off.
He does that.
He said he was doing recon.
Yeah.
Very dangerous out there, sir.
Yeah.
I'll introduce you to Keane. He's the volunteer. He said he'd take you in mine.
All right then. And I'm going to go and unhook a heavy load of backpacky goodness from the back of the wagon.
Excellent. Yes, this is probably where we need to discuss load, because at this point it's been a very nice itty-bitty heist, and I do think this is going to be the perfectly time. We're going to end in the next 5 or 6 minutes, and we're going to bring this into our next episode, which I think will be our season finale.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how many people I can kill. But yeah,
double heist.
Double heist that rolls over. So yeah, we'll discuss load at the beginning of the next session. But before we do that, Aaron, Jackdaw, is he headed to the mire? Is he going up high, or is he just going to walk into it?
No, he's going up. He's going up high. He's kind of going across the building tops. Jumping across alleyways. He wants to get the bird's eye view of what looking down into the mire looks like from up top first.
Okay, that sounds just risky because he's just climbing.
Mm-hmm.
And effect is standard effect.
What about if he does it blindfolded?
He's crazy, but he's not that crazy. I'm not going to worry about what would a devil's bargain look like.
It's a difficult one. I don't want to give away too much about what's going on in the mire before you roll. The devil's bargain is they will see you.
Now, I'll just go with what I got here. 5. Not bad.
Wow, that's very impressive. So you're looking down into the pit, and it's really hard. It's like it's blurry, but it's not. You realize it's just all moving. The floor is covered in thousands of rats, all with like explicit purpose. Like they're moving in troops, these rats going over like this stream, and they're all coming out of this one opening in the mine, that seems to be barfing out these rats at a phenomenal rate. Some of them are coming back into it. It's like a kind of, there's like a circular thing, but it's more rats than you've ever seen. Actually, probably could solve Duskfall's food problem. But yeah, this particular opening just is spewing rats. And the 5, you start to get a headache. I'd like you to take a level 1, half a level 1 damage, which is headache. Just looking into this, a migraine.
I tell you what, this is going to get interesting. The guys are going to love this. I mean, son of a... Yep. We're going to have some fun here. I'm actually going to try to resist that.
Yeah.
We haven't resisted anything for a while,
and
so.
You have no stress, I think.
Yeah, no stress, so...
How are you resisting this headache?
I think it's resolve. I think, I'm just basically...
powering through it.
Sucking it up, powering through the pain.
Sounds good to me. So roll a resolve, and what we do is we take your result away from 6, and that's how many stress you take.
1.
1 stress. Yeah, perfect. So no level 1 harm, and 1 stress. So yeah, you're kind of like, okay, I can do this. You're looking down at this churning mire of rats.
I can't wait till the guys get here. Ash is gonna love jumping into a churning mire of rats. That is for sure.
Excellent.
Right.
I think we're going to leave our heist there for the night. That's 2 hours of occult madness. We will do. We won't have downtime. We will do XP at the end of this. So please make sure, guys, you're marking your desperate actions as you go through, because that's the fast way to gain XP. And our next session will be our season finale. So a four session Blaze in the Dark. Yeehaw! Thanks everyone for playing. Ben, I'm sure you have lots of things to say.
It's Friday. I don't have to do as much on Fridays. No, I've got a few bits, yeah. Oh, and my camera's done the thing. Right, yes, thank you everybody for joining us this week. Been a busy week. We've got an even busier weeks coming up towards September. There's plenty of stuff lined up. On Monday, join us for City of Mist Session 1, when we're going to start the mystery with our bartender, psychologist, cab driver, bookstore owner, and politician. What a group. Tuesday, we're back to Coriolis. Millie killed us all in Alien. So next week we're going back to her trying to kill us in Arabia Space. Wednesday, Once Upon a Time in the Old World is on again. Thursday, Pete's doing a YouTubing thing at the minute. Don't know whether that's on. I think it is. And Thursday evening, the USians are still doing Acton Cthulhu.
Yep, still in Egypt.
Yep. And then big old finale here for Blades in the Dark, Josh's version. And then the week after, I believe Aaron has threatened to jump into the GM seat
Oh yeah.
and take over. So
You guys are all going to see my version of Duskfall
Yeah.
after Josh's.
Yo!
I'm excited to see that.
That's fucking
That's
exciting.
hype.
So that's what's coming up. But don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to buy us something. Yeah, Discord, Patreon, YouTube, subs, all of that. They were all put in earlier. There's Discord again. Yeah, it's running super slow. Join us over on Discord if you want to hang out and have a chat. Plenty going on. Otherwise, I'm going to let my computer go to sleep because it's struggling with OBS. So thank you very much to all of the players, and thank you very much to everybody who came and joined us this evening. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.